One of the more onerous tasks of classic car ownership is fitting door seals. In this case, we're going to look at a PV544 door, and you can see the T-section is actually much larger than the later cars, which to my mind makes it even more difficult. So the tools we need, obviously the door seal, and when we fit it, make sure you fit it the right way around first time, which in this case is with the small lip against the door skin and the large lip pointing out freely. Okay? So in other words, we're going to start with this end in a minute. Other tools, well, your spray man is going to swear at you, but silicone spray makes life easy. The difficulty is, of course, that silicone spray then makes it difficult to spray over any paintwork. I use this little 90-degree tool to make sure that the channel is all free of debris, like so. And my favourite tool for easing it in is this snap-on trim clip remover, because it's got the curved edge on it, and you can also use that flat. However, other things like this can also be helpful. However, being nylon and sharp, it can actually be very easy to tear or cut the rubber trim. So I'm not so sure this is a good tool, but I'll mention it in passing. Okay, so we're going to go into this. As you'll observe, this isn't the nicest door that one could work with, so we've probably given ourselves the hardest task, because therefore the channel isn't going to be particularly nice either, into which it goes. Now, what we'll do is, with the door off the car, we'll start at the join on the bottom centre, and we'll do the leading edge past the hinges, and then we'll stop to fit the door to the car, because once you're past the hinges, then it's going to be much easier to work with it on the car. So, let's give it a nice spray of silicone, checking that we've got the seal the right way round. We'll give that a bit of a burst on the T-section, and away we go. So, as we said, make sure your seal is the right way round to begin with, so the little seal goes against the door skin, the big bit comes out free. And we try and feed in the blind section of the T. So in other words, we put the T into the bit of channel that's against the skin, and then we encourage it in. I failed to mention earlier, one of the most important tools is a decent strong fingernail. Okay, so we just try and encourage that rubber into the channel, and then take it home. There we go, that's gone in nicely. So we continue to feed the blind bit of the T into the channel. Now I'm using the base of my thumb just to push it, and that gets it, the T close, and then you just finally seat that T in with your favourite tool. Now, needless to say, this is an unpleasant task. You've just got to be patient and just keep at it. However, I bet you somebody watching this video will tell me, oh, there's a special tool that takes about 2 minutes to do the whole door. If you know what that tool is, please feel free to tell us we're idiots and how to do the job properly. Now, when seating this T, I always try and go back towards the start of my rubber, because if you keep pulling it that way, you tend to stretch the rubber, you come to the end, you have to cut a piece off, and then about 6 months later, you notice there's a gap where it's all contracted again. So always try and just seat it towards by pulling it towards the beginning of the rubber, not the end. And also periodically, just check gently that the back of the tee is indeed engaging in the channel. Of course, what you could always do is play some soothing music, since this is going to take you a good hour to do. Alexa, play Sibelius.
I can't find songs by Sibelius. Often when you're going around the corners, you can sometimes find that the channel compresses a bit where they bent it. So you might want to find something like this tool just to try and pry the lip up a bit at the corners to make life a bit easier.
Okay, so we've got the start and past the hinges, well past the hinges. I'm now going to offer up the door to the car so that I've got a stable door to work on, much easier to apply the pressure. Okay, see you in a minute. So the door's mounted and we'll continue to do the top edge now. This is going in really nicely. Don't expect it to work this way all the time. Now at this stage, if you're fitting a lock on the door, then make sure you fit that in there with, of course, its screw to fix it before you put the seal in. There we go, that's that bend done. there we go. That's the seal in. Not quite sure about this corner here, might need to be redone, but other than that, that's how to do it. It's simply a real pain in the neck to do, but just set to it, give yourself some time, play some nice music, and it'll come good in the end. Thank you.